catchy so far.
It's been all right. I've had no issues with it. All right, so we should be live on YouTube. So hopefully the folks that are already in the YouTube chat will let us know if they can actually hear my audio and these guys, their audio, because our audio streams are on different streams. So can you hear me and can you hear the guests? Speak. Give us some test audio, Hip Dad.
Hello there. How you doing?
Yep. Hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving holiday.
It was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was too. Ate a little too much, but other than that, it was all right.
How you doing, y'all?
What's up, Steve?
All good, all good.
All good in the hood, huh?
Yeah, just had
Hope you
three
had
burgers.
You had a what?
3 burgers.
3 burgers.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't treat myself often. Today on Sunday, I was like, I spent the last 4 weeks, month, cooking.
Mhm.
So I want to treat myself.
Ah, so
But,
these were homemade burgers.
well, yeah, bacon burger and bacon and spicy, and another one was what was it? Egg burger. Just
Ah,
a
I.
patty and some scrambled eggs.
Mm-hmm. I thought you put the fried egg on top of a hamburger patty. That's the best way.
No, the meat patty.
Yeah.
But I don't put salad. I don't because when I go to fast food joints, I usually when I order a burger, they give me a burger with lettuce in it. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I hate the lettuce. Here in Serbia, when I, for example, when I order burgers on the app, it's called Glovo. They give me the option to eject some stuff, so I always eject the lettuce. So that's a nice option I don't have back home. I wish they did that back home, but no, they force you to eat the burger as is. So, but anyway, happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends.
Appreciate it.
Hope
Yeah.
it hope it was tummy filling. You had good turkey. I sort of celebrated Thanksgiving on my own in this little four walled apartment by
Mm-hmm.
making peanut butter turkey.
Peanut butter turkey. How does that work?
Mhm.
I'm not
Okay,
familiar with that.
it's very easy. You just fry the chicken a little. You get chicken breasts
Mm-hmm.
basically. You fry them a little bit until they're reddish with oil, olive oil or regular oil, and then you take them out. You put them in a plate, and then you just do the onions. Fry the onions. Put some water, put the chicken back, and then after diluting the peanut butter, 300 grams apparent for this small amount of chicken, 300 grams, 350 grams of peanut butter diluted with water until it becomes like less hard, like liquidy. And you put it in the water and then you boil it for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and you have peanut butter turkey. It's
Yeah.
delicious. It's an African delicacy. My dad taught me,
No.
so I love it. And then we eat it with rice
Yeah.
because it's just you cannot eat it alone. You have to eat rice. Eat it with rice. So it was good. It was
Hmm.
good. I did it better than my dad does.
Hmm. Is it sweet?
Extremely sweet.
Is it? Huh.
Yeah, but heavy as you can imagine with the
Hmm.
peanut butter.
Yeah.
But I do like peanut butter and jelly. That's something you Americans taught me.
Yeah. I haven't had a peanut butter jelly sandwich and since I was a kid, probably. Usually don't eat a lot of sweets as an adult, but I do love. When I was a kid, I'd tear up a PB and J.
Yeah, I still do.
Mhm.
PB and J is one of my favorite sandwiches of all time.
Yeah.
I learned that from ET, watching ET Call Home.
Nope.
Yeah, but anyway, when it comes to Linux, not a lot of news. One of
Not.
the biggest news that I've seen so far is that KDE is dropping Wayland sooner than planned.
Hades dropping Wayland. What?
Sorry, not Wayland. X11. Oh wow, what's up with me?
I'm
I'm
about to say
thinking
that
backwards.
is big news, and I missed that story.
No, I'm sitting in bed, not my thoughts are jumbled. They're dropping X11 sooner than anticipated. They previously said Plasma 7 will drop X11, but no, now it's 6.8.
Yeah, they might as well, because at this point, Gnome's already dropped it. I mean, it's they got to
I
keep
don't
up,
know.
right?
In my opinion, I don't know if that's really good news because, from my experience, there's a lot of people still, not a lot by millions, but on my server, at least 20, 30 people still use VR. And VR,
Mm-hmm.
apparently, VR and Wayland and X Wayland don't work very well together. You need to be in an X11 session for it to work flawlessly.
What's
Yeah.
VR? What's VR?
Yeah, virtual reality.
Okay.
So
They said Wayland, they're not going to Wayland until early 2027. So they got time to work out the bugs. That's what they
Yeah.
intend to do.
yeah, so
But different organizations, do different things. Like, Gnome pushes ahead, whether people are
want it or
are going to
not.
suffer breakages or not.
Yeah.
KDE's a little bit more responsible, and you've got a couple of years, and they could change their minds, right?
Yeah,
So
like
it's
they
not
did this
like
time.
yeah, because you get that a lot with organizations. They'll set a goal, knowing it might be a little optimistic. So if it's not
Yeah.
really ready by the time that date rolls around, they can always push it back.
Yeah, I have a question for you, DT.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a Stream Deck?
No.
So to switch scenes in OBS, you click buttons with the mouse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or I could set key bindings to switch scenes, obviously, as well. But
Oh yeah,
either one of those.
You're using X11 based desktop. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for Wayland, that's a little bit difficult. I was thinking of getting myself a Stream Deck. There's something called the Stream Deck Neo. It's cheap enough. It's $70. It's 8 buttons, but I was too scared to get one because of Linux support.
Yeah.
Because Elgato software notoriously does not work.
Oh yeah,
Linux.
I could get one for $79.99. It looks like.
Yeah, it's I found it in Greece for 69 euros. So that's $75 approximately.
Yeah.
So I was worried about Linux support, but then I watched multiple videos online. There's alternatives on Linux, but they're not perfect like on Windows. It's FOSS. Basically, people creating alternatives, not companies. So I'm gonna get one. It's not gonna break the bank, but because I'm on Wayland, Wayland key bindings on Wayland is, as long as the window is not in focus, it's less 100% sure. It's not 100% sure that they will work.
Well, I'm like you. I wouldn't buy one myself because I'd be afraid I'm going to spend nearly $100 on something and then it doesn't work on Linux.
Yeah, there's a lot of alternatives. There's one I saw, forgot the name of it. It supports like 60% of the Elgato plugins.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I will try it, and $75 is not going to break the bank. So it's something.
And you also have your MacBooks that you can use it on. Where I don't have any non-Linux machines. So
yeah, screw Mac. I'm done with Apple except iPhone. But speaking of Apple, you just brought up something in I've been suffering through for the past 10 days. My phone battery is dead. It's lower than 80%, so it's barely lasting 2 hours. And in Apple fashion, after 7 years of support, they're throttling down the performance.
Mm-hmm.
So I was considering buying a phone, but what can I afford? I cannot afford an iPhone, so I had to look into Android.
Yeah, I mean some of the cheaper ones. The problem with the cheap phones is they usually don't last long. They're prone to breakage. They're not tough. If you're one of those people that beat up a phone,
No. My iPhone is still brand new, not even a scratch on it.
Yeah.
But
So if you're one of those people that drop a phone all the time, you run it over with your car accidentally on occasion. Some people are hard on their phones. And you need,
no, that's not what the way I was looking at it. The way I was looking at it, why not get an Android, because it's
yeah.
kind of sort of like FOSS.
Mm-hmm.
There's the F-Droid where you can get FOSS applications and stuff. And since I'm into FOSS, why not get an Android? I have my dad's old Note 10 Plus from Samsung. This phone is now like a grandfather phone because it's really slow, it's really unusable. So I flashed a custom ROM on it to get it to live a little bit longer, maybe use it. But unfortunately, Android is still clunky, as Android will always be. And I don't trust Android in my hands, because if I have Android and from my tinkerer nature, I will keep tinkering with that phone, flashing custom ROMs, installing third-party launchers, theming the thing, playing around with it. If somebody wants to reach me urgently, maybe I'm in the middle of flashing the phone, so I don't trust myself with an Android because I like to tinker so much.
Well,
so
Android's gotten to the point these days you don't really need to do much other
you
than
do. You do.
I mean, just all you need to do is ask Gemini everything,
exactly.
and it does it for you. So.
Okay, Smarty Pants. Okay, Smarty Pants. You mentioned the exact reason why I don't want an Android, because they shove AI so deep inside it. I would want to flash a custom ROM to get rid of all this AI bullshit running in the background. I will install ChatGPT myself.
No, Gemini's better. Haven't you been reading the news?
Yeah.
I don't know. I disabled it. It's been disabled as soon as every update I have to disable it though.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna get Android. I have this Note 10 Plus to tinker with on the side, but the main phone has to be an iPhone. So
the other, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Murray.
The other thing is Android is changing. Their aluminum is coming on the way. The combination of Chromebook and Android, they're hiring engineers just for that project now. So I think it's 2027. They're planning on having the combination. They'll probably have the legacy Android and Chromebooks for a while, but they're merging the two of them together.
And I don't have high hopes for any operating system that has its name misspelled, because they didn't spell aluminum right. Aluminium. I don't know what the hell
it's the British version.
It is actually the correct spelling of aluminium, but the aluminium OS will have zero bearing on Android that is found on phone.
Yeah, because it's built on AI at the core.
That is a desktop operating system.
And it's a desktop OS.
They're planning to replace.
They're using some parts of Android, but it's not Android. But
they're not planning to replace Android.
That's why I'm going to stick to iPhone.
Will still be separate.
Yeah. So other than that, the biggest news, I guess, so far is hardware news when it comes to Linux, which is not often, and that doesn't happen often. Steam Machine, the GameCube, and the Steam VR, and what else? The controller, that weird looking controller.
Yeah.
Valve is knee deep into Linux, so might as well.
I'll probably get the Steam Machine.
Yeah, I just can't justify it.
Me neither. It's a computer.
I have a use for it. I
had one already. I made one, and it worked pretty good.
Yeah, it's a computer. So whenever you have a computer, so you basically already have a Steam Machine. Just install SteamOS on it and you're done.
I want their machine, and I'm probably removing SteamOS. First thing I do, I'm removing SteamOS off of it.
Of course.
I'm getting their machine because that hardware is what I want.
What do you want to do with it? Home labbing?
No. I'm gonna plug it onto. First, I'm gonna have it on my desk, and then I'm gonna plug it into a TV and have it as a TV computer.
HTPC, okay.
A little, not exactly. I'm not gonna do media on it. I'm gonna literally have it plugged into TV. So when I'm in the living room, I can have on the big screen of what I'm doing instead of
Okay,
having it on
that's an option. That's
small
that's an
monitor.
option. Yeah.
Like what I do. That's what I do. I mean, I got a 65-inch and a 47. So
Oh yeah, like hip dad. Yeah, true. For me, it's I cannot justify it because I have 3 computers at home for all sizes and configurations, and in living room is occupied by my dad, not me. So I don't need anything.
I'm
So for
gonna
me,
have my own living room soon.
yeah. So it's not. It's. But the VR either. I don't care about VR. VR might as well go
Who cares
die.
about VR?
Yeah,
Nobody.
yeah, it might as well die in hell. As for the controller, I'm interested in the controller. It's a squished Steam Deck, basically.
It's a controller. Nobody should care about it.
Yeah, but I don't have controllers. The last controller I had was the 8-bit 2, but the battery's dead. So
I happily have no controllers, and I'm really happy about that.
I cannot play racing games without a controller. I don't know how to play racing games or flight sims on the keyboard. And there's a new game called you got what hot something hot. It's a revival of I don't know if you guys remember Desert Strike on the consoles where you control a helicopter. You have to do missions with the helicopter. It's like Desert
No,
Strike.
never on the console.
Yeah, it's a revival basically of that game, and I got it off of GOG, so I might as well play it with a controller. So why not get if it's priced correctly, like 30-40 bucks, might as well get that controller. But I doubt
It won't be $40. It's gonna be 100.
Yeah,
and Steam Machine won't be any lower than 700. My
Exactly.
guess is 9 or in best case 699, but very likely 899 or 999.
With everything with everything that's happening these days with the
And that
tariffs.
is without calculating the RAM shortage in.
Yeah,
if you pay $1,000 for a game console, that's crazy.
No. The maximum I see it being sold for is $759, $749, around that.
You are woefully underrepresented. Believe me, 700 is just the hardware.
Listen, you are forgetting about the fact that Valve sold the Steam Deck at a loss. They can do it again because
they already said they won't be doing it. They already said that.
No,
they want to cover the cost. They said they want to cover their costs, which means hardware cost is 700 plus work is cost with development amortization. We're talking.
Okay, I'll put it
99 in just covering the cost of hardware.
I'll put it this way. If they sell it any higher of $759, nobody's gonna buy it because they already have PCs.
Well, some of the parts prices are going up.
Yeah, but they can eat up.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
No, but here's the thing: Valve can eat up the difference.
No, they can't. They can't.
Yes, they can because they're selling games. They are a service.
No. You're misunderstanding the reality of the situation. This isn't a driver of buying games like Steam Deck was. This won't drive the buying of games like Steam Deck did. People will just play the games they have. That's the reality. So they're gonna price it accordingly, which means they're gonna price it cover the hardware cost, which they already said they will do. The device will be. They said the device will be priced according to the hardware cost, and I'm betting building the hardware, so actual work and development amortization will have to be counted on as well. That's 700 minimum without any kind of RAM shortage increases in pricing and flash shortage increases in pricing. So if things go like they're going now, more than 11, 12, 1200
Yeah.
euros.
Well, I don't know if it'll be that high, but yeah. What kind of storage are they needing on this machine?
It's
500, 512 and one.
and 2
1
terabytes.
or 2 terabyte. 2 terabyte, yeah. Those are the two options. And 16 gigs of RAM and 8 gigs of
16
VRAM,
gigs of RAM is not enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is.
No,
It's
you
for
need
games.
32. Yeah, you need 32.
Why?
No. It's 32
Do
for
tell,
if you want to do work, but for games it's fine. It's the VRAM that counts, and I see the 8 gigs of VRAM. Games will run similarly or maybe 15-20% better than the Steam Deck, but not much higher.
Do they need to run any better?
Well, it requires a lot of optimization, but I wanted to mention something that I just remembered Linus Tech Tips saying was like, Valve needs to price it, like you said, Big Pod, a little bit higher because people might just buy it and with them making $0 on games because people will buy it to use it as a computer, not as a gaming console.
That's the problem with selling it lower cost than it actually is. Because if, let's say, if I was thinking, let's say if I was a developer, a builder of, I don't know, a server room, if that thing didn't have such a like high level, high need, I would buy that as a backups, and I would kit every fucking office with one or two of those, because they will be, for the hardware you will have, they will be cheap. They would be cheaper than anything you can buy.
Yeah.
And more importantly, they would have hardware that would allow remote usage, so remoting into other machines, which is what many serious companies do, and it will be well made hardware.
Yeah.
So
there is a point to what you are saying.
They need to price it according to hardware cost, not below hardware cost. They need to.
Yeah, because I stand corrected, because that has a risk of not their gaming section not making money out of this machine because it's a computer. So people can, unlike the Steam Deck, which is primarily a gaming console with an optional desktop, where this one can be 100% a desktop and no gaming whatsoever. So they're gonna be losing a lot of money if people buy it and not use SteamOS on it. So that's...
Well, if you start selling powerful computers at a discount price, you always run the risk of, people buying it for non-gaming purposes. I mean, you'll have the crypto miners crowd start buying these machines, right? And of course, then, supply dries up, right? Because now the gamers can't even get the damn thing.
Well, I don't know. I love this about you, GT. You always mention bypassing one of the things I have in my brain, one of the subjects I wanted to talk about. But you mentioned crypto. Recently, I got a surge of people requesting Zero Linux start accepting crypto payments. So, but since I can't do it in Lebanon because there's no such thing, there's crypto consultants in Lebanon, but not crypto miners or crypto wallets or whatever. So, but someone approached me, and my brother approached me, and he was like, just use my crypto wallet. I don't use it. So I'll give you my crypto wallet, accept payments on that. What do you think? Should I start accepting crypto payments on Zero Linux?
Yeah, but I wouldn't use somebody else's wallet.
Yeah,
my brother. It's my brother.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, no, that's a bad.
Yeah, no, it's my brother.
Generate your own wallet.
That's an even worse idea.
Yeah.
Bringing family into money transactions, that's a bad idea, period.
Yeah. Fine. Get your own wallet. But accept payments. Yeah. In Bitcoin or whatever. Because people already, most people, well, I won't say most, but a lot of people already have some Bitcoin laying around anyway. If they want to pay you with that, you should be able to
Yeah.
take that and then exchange it for whatever US dollars or whatever you want to convert it to on an exchange. It's just like, taking payment in euros and converting it to dollars or vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's all the same.
Yeah, because at the same time, I started getting a lot of people asking me to start accepting PayPal, which is impossible. Lebanon does not support it, and my brother has PayPal, but apparently PayPal in Dubai, in the Emirates, does not accept payments for services. It just accepts you using it to buy stuff online, but
Right.
using it to accept services is not allowed. So crypto is the only other option I can add. So I might just do that. I'll ask my brother to teach me how to open a crypto wallet.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah. Is it easy to open a crypto wallet?
Well, here in the U.S., yeah, there's plenty of brokers and exchanges that you could use for stuff like that. I don't know, in Lebanon.
No,
sure
in Lebanon
are...
they don't have. In Lebanon they don't have. But the thing I can do is maybe ask my brother to convert it for me. So
yeah, if your brother already knows about it, yeah, just have him set up a
well, the
wallet
only
for
way,
you.
The only reason he knows about it is because he used to mine crypto back in the early 2010s, and he lost his house. He ended up losing his house, his car, his everything. So in the crypto crash. So that's why he knows about it. But he still has a wallet, but he doesn't use it basically because he doesn't want to end up with suffering another crypto crash. But yeah, I might add that on the Zero Linux. But there's another thing I want you guys' opinion on.
All right.
Zero Linux, I was considering making it free after the new year. This is just a thought I'm having. But I'm stuck with the fact that if I set it for free, I will lose the only income I've been making for the past year. So, but it'll make it more popular, and maybe more reviews will surface again because it's behind a paywall. No more reviews. The only two newest reviews I found were one in Colombian and one in Portuguese. But how can I incentivize donations at that point? If I make it for free, how can I incentivize more donations to keep the income coming?
I don't know. I don't see people paying for a Linux distribution. I mean, I see people paying for it, but I don't ever see enough people paying for any Linux distribution where it's a serious viable income. Because other people are doing this as well, and they're not doing any better than you.
Well, with the exception of Zorin OS after end of 10. Yeah. Zorin OS has sold 1 million copies of Pro, and the total downloads of Pro plus Basic 3 million. So, yeah.
Well, I wasn't aware of those numbers. I didn't know that many people use Zorin.
Well, yeah,
coming from Windows. I understand they're coming from Windows.
Yeah.
Zorin is
makes sense then.
Yeah, and they're paying the $50. 1 million people paid the $50.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh my god! And I have a demo version, except my demo version is not a usable version. It's
but
just
there's a problem though with Zorin versus Zero Linux though. You're never going to attract that crowd.
No.
Because you're not Debian based, right? You're Arch based.
Yep.
That crowd is never going to try an Arch based distro, right? They shouldn't anyway. Those brand new moving from Windows users,
Yeah, Arch, no.
Right.
Yeah, Arch, no. But I was thinking maybe make it, because when it was free, there were like dozens, maybe 3 dozen reviews a week of Zero
Well,
Linux.
I've got an idea on that, Steve.
What?
Keep doing it the way you're doing it, but if you're trying to get reviews, why don't you just contact tech journalists that would normally review it and offer them the ISO for free, you know, every quarter when you put it out? Just have a mailing list of people you can contact and just
That's an idea.
let
That's a
them
good
all
idea.
know. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Thanks.
Yeah.
I knew you guys because the best ideas come from you guys.
Because
when
I'm
we
sure
do
you
our-
can contact any of those guys that ride over at ZDNet, Jack Wallen and what's the other guy?
I tried
all those guys.
contacting.
Yeah.
I tried contacting. What was Phoronix?
Phoronix, yeah.
Yeah, they did not get back to me.
Yeah.
So, because they publish every new release of Endeavor OS, Casio OS, but they did not get back to me. I don't know why. But yeah, I might do that. I might do that on as a mass because right now, for the past 3 months, I was going to release it tomorrow, or release a version tomorrow, but because the toolkit is not ready, I had to postpone it. Because the toolkit, we're trying to make it as good as possible, and that's not something doable very easily.
Do you still hang out on Mastodon?
Yeah, of course, I'm always there.
So you know a lot of Linux creators that are also on Mastodon, right?
Yeah.
Like content creators on YouTube.
Yeah.
Private message those every quarter.
Yeah.
And say, hey, their new ISO is out. Would you like one free of charge just to test out? Maybe they'll make a video about it.
Yeah, I'll contact its boss, for example. I have someone in mind. It's
boss.
boss.
All those publications. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, Ubuntu and stuff like that. But the thing is, the reason I haven't worked myself on Zero Linux is because right now I'm going through a therapy. I'm going through therapy because apparently I just discovered that I'm going through trauma and ADHD, both at the same time. Something I thought I just had a mild case of ADHD. I used it as an excuse on my daily basis. But apparently I have a severe case of trauma and ADHDs and everything underneath the ADHD umbrella. So now I'm spending more time in therapy than working on Zero Linux. And by therapy, I'm talking BetterHelp, because it's remote and I can do it from here. I can do it from Lebanon. I can do it from anywhere. So it's gonna eat up a chunk of my day, because I got a session in the morning, a session at night, and in the middle, I'll be working on myself. So I'm trying to shove Zero Linux in the middle, but I have to juggle a lot of things now, because apparently I need to do some things that I never thought I had to do. Yeah, life is difficult. Life is difficult.
Yeah.
But in the FOSS world right now, there's only the Steam stuff, the KDE 6.8, no X11, and that's it. There's no much releases, new distro releases and stuff. It's like slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, I was actually checking Distro Watch this morning, and yeah, like here in the last month, we really didn't get much.
It's slowing down.
Yeah, I mean,
it's at the end of the year. So
a new cache dropped this morning.
Yeah, I downloaded it.
And a new Solus dropped yesterday. I missed that too.
I just updated Casio OS about 10 minutes ago. It went through okay.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, go ahead, Murray.
Does anyone have Python 3.14 on their system yet? I'm still on 3.13. None of them.
Yeah, Arch did not release 3.14.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, nor OpenSUSE yet. On it. That's a month late, I think.
Yeah, I'm still on 3.13.7.
Yeah, same here.
Yep.
That's weird. Oh, I think the reason they didn't release it because they don't want to go through what happened the last time they released it.
What was that, about 2 years ago, where it broke every Python package on the system?
Yeah. Especially, it's important for me because I use mkdocs, and currently mkdocs, because mkdocs is a Python doc static site generator, wiki site generator, it's all Python. So if they don't update their packages to work on 3.14, that's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they're taking it safely this time.
Yeah, I never pay too much attention to the Python updates unless things break, and then I pay attention to them.
That's one way of doing it.
Yeah, so I never notice them until things go bad. So
yeah, same here. Like I'm using here in Serbia, I'm using my mini PC as my main PC because I couldn't drag my desktop with me. So far, nothing broke. Last night there was an outage over at FlatHub, but that's the biggest thing I went through here. Other than that, everything is peachy. It's still no major issues.
yeah,
so
and I've noticed, a lot of like Linux related repositories and websites. They tend to go down a little more often than they used to. I've noticed this with Arch here recently, like with the AUR being unresponsive at times, and
last night the FlatHub.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is going on with the internet and Cloudflare going and not having 2 outages within a week?
Yeah, we had the AWS outage a while back.
That's because of Cloudflare. It was because of Cloudflare, and it was because something in Rust that was written in Rust.
Yeah, that was the last outage, and believe me, it isn't as unnoticed, as abnormal as it seems. Most such services fail about once a year. Most of the time it's not noticeable because guess what? Most of the time it's not as bad.
Now, in the chat, Donald gets it right. Donald says Linux is under attack. That's right. As we get more popular, right?
Not really.
That's another thing. Like the one of the guys I'm subscribed to, I don't know if you guys know him. What's his name? What's his name?
Name's
No,
I don't know anybody named.
No, but I'll tell you what his name is. I'm opening my phone. Give me a second. Austin Evans. Austin Evans just made a video recommending people start installing Linux. And that guy doesn't talk computers. Most of his videos are, I bought X amount of stuff from Etsy or whatever it's called. I bought from AliExpress. Are they a scam and stuff? And suddenly he makes a video telling people to switch to Linux. And in his video, he mentioned Linux Mint because that's what he installed on a 12-inch MacBook from 2017 that he bought part of his haul. So he's like, oh, people, stop using Windows. Windows is bad. Install Linux. Install Linux Mint if you are a beginner. I'm like, Austin Evans talking Linux. What the hell? The world Windows is really in trouble.
Well, you're going to get a lot more of that. Like it's going to grow exponentially. The more people that use it, the more word of mouth will spread. Like, I mean, probably 5 times as many people use desktop Linux now as when I started,
I have the feeling
like we've grown so much, so naturally there'll be more people that spread that.
Yeah.
So,
like I have the feeling that Linux is gonna grow to 6, maybe 8% within the next 2-3 years.
I see it being similar to Mac OS.
Yeah.
We're not ever going to have a huge desktop market share, but we might have that 10 to 12% at some point.
Yeah. So,
which is where we need to be taken seriously, I think. So
yeah, it's and not only that. And this morning I watched a video from a French guy I follow, Linux Tricks. He made a video of an EU distro made for the EU system, government or whatever. It's based on Fedora. It's called EU OS. Really stupid name, but EU OS.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, EU OS is for the European Union. In the tech sphere in Europe, to start, they're pushing them to switch to Linux from Windows because many things are bad things are happening when it comes to Windows. The companies, they want out. They want out, but he mentioned one thing in the video. It's going to be an extremely slow adoption because they have to pay to train their employees to switch from Windows to Linux. They have to pay for the equipment that is 100% compatible with Linux. And
then Microsoft's going to step in and make them an offer they can't refuse, and then they'll forget the whole Linux thing and just stay on Windows.
Maybe.
That's usually what happens. So.
Yeah, that's a possibility because it has happened before. But they're trying. The point of the whole thing is that they're trying. And that's a good thing for Linux, for FOSS.
Well, so, apparently it's good for Zorin OS. So.
Yeah. Zorin OS is...
that kind of shocks me. I was not aware that Zorin was that popular until y'all just told me that.
They had 700,000 downloads after the Windows 11 change, I think.
Yeah, 1 million. They reached 1 million.
Wow.
1 million on the paid version, 3 million on the free in total.
Yeah.
It's like, and what surprises me is Zorin OS is so outdated. It's even more outdated than Debian. It's using GNOME 46.
Okay. That's not that old.
Come on, we're at GNOME 49. We're 3 versions ahead.
That's not, I mean, it's not that old.
They have to match their kernel. They have to match everything to run the kernel they use.
If you're running a LTS kind of distro, you're always going to be a couple of years behind.
That's the thing. They don't have LTS in their name.
Well, no, it's not in their name, but that's what they are. It's a stable distro. It's not bleeding edge at all.
I mean, they're probably on 6.12 still. I mean, I imagine.
6.12.
Yeah.
6.12. But I have 6.12 LTS sitting on my system because I don't know what's going on with 6.17. One version works, one version doesn't. One version works, one version breaks another thing. And
you're not on 6.17 yet on the kernel?
I am, but I'm using 6.12 as a backup.
Okay.
So because 6.17, when it's working, they release an update, they break something. They release an update, they fix it. They release another update, they break it again in a different place, and so on and so forth. I don't know what's going on with 6.17.
Well, everybody knows at some point my audio was broken by something that updated. I don't know.
Linux Mint had a bunch of sound issues when he updated too.
Yeah,
but
so
it was
something
only on one machine.
Yeah, so it was some update, probably something with the underlying sound server, something with Pipewire or Pulse or ALSA. Something went way wrong to where all of a sudden, anytime I record desktop audio in OBS, which luckily most of the time, like 95% of the videos I make, I don't need to record desktop audio, so I can just disable it, which solves the problem. The only time I have to record desktop audio is doing something like this. I have to record obviously a Zoom call or a Discord call. I got to record the desktop audio, and then that's when the issues creep into the recording. Now I'm not recording this, so it'll be interesting to see if I go back and listen to the stream later if I have those issues on the stream.
Yeah,
it happened on both Arch distros, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I tried dozens.
Now you're on CashOS.
Yeah, and I tried dozens of different fixes as far as, hardware, software, OBS settings, getting rid of all the filters, going back to default settings. It was none of that. It was just anytime you enable the desktop audio, at least on my computer, it just
now that you're on CashOS, did you install with ButterFS? I'm betting you didn't.
No, I did the ButterFS installation. That's what they default to, so I went with that. I could have switched over to Extend 4, but I decided to go with their defaults. That's typically what I do on distros. I'll go with their defaults unless I have some real reason not to.
Now, are you running the CatchyOS kernel?
Yes.
Did you enable snapshots?
Yes, they're enabled.
So now if you have the problem, you can back out.
I could roll back, yes.
Yeah, so that's one of the big advantages of CatchyOS.
Speaking of CatchyOS and BTRFS, I don't know what they did, how they fixed it, but on Zero Linux, if I enable ButterFS, when after installation and the first boot after installation, it will give you init ramfs image not found. So for whatever reason, it's not working for me, so I disabled it. I've been a proponent of XFS, so I'm going to keep offering. And CachyOS in the beginning was offering XFS as a default. They only recently switched to BTRFS as a default. But I'm going to keep offering Extend4 and XFS. They're both solid file systems, and you can always back up to a separate drive using Time Machine.
No.
Yeah, so it's not a big loss. And ButterFS, I'm keeping up with the news on ButterFS. A lot of people are complaining about instabilities here, instabilities there. So I'm like, yeah, better not offer it. And I see that Red Hat and CentOS don't even offer ButterFS because they don't want to deal with it. So I'm
using it on OpenSUSE and CachyOS without issues so far.
Yeah, because those are things that the developers spend their time into applying fixes so they can ship it. I don't want to bother with that.
Well, it'll depend too on some of the distros you just mentioned, more for servers, like they want stability, or something like Extend4 and XFS are obviously more stable than ButterFS, which sees a lot of development still. So
yeah, and most of them use XFS, like RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. They use XFS because it's very solid. It's old and it's trustworthy, dependable. So
in the chat, we had a question about how does Cache handle snapshots on Extend4? Well, you can't do snapshots the same on an Extend4 file system as a ButterFS. ButterFS just does them automatically. Anytime I install software or update the system, it takes a snapshot. On an Extend4 system, you could use a program like TimeShift.
Yeah, TimeShift. It doesn't create. You have to create the snapshots yourself.
You have to manually create the snapshots yourself, but you can set that up with a cron job inside TimeShift, where you can tell it, "Hey, take a snapshot every week, every 2 weeks, whatever."
And the benefit of Extend4 and XFS when it comes to snapshots is when you use Time Machine, you can tell it to back up to a separate drive, external drive. That's a feature coming to BTRFS. But it hasn't come yet. So ButterFS does it on the same volume that you have where you have your system. So if the drive physically dies, you lose your system and your snapshots. So,
in CachyOS, you can take time snapshots. It's just a matter of going into the configuration file and uncommenting one line, and then you can it will take it every hour for so many hours and every day for so many days.
Yeah, they use Snapper.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But a Snapper, they don't use Snapper alone. They use it with BTRFS tools, GUI, which was created by the Garuda devs. BTRFS tools was created by the Garuda devs. They just took the source code, they altered it a little bit to fit CachyOS, and that's what they're using for initial setup, basically. But it uses Snapper on the back end. So we had our own GUI tool, but I gave it up because the guy who was helping me with it decided to step away, and I couldn't maintain it on my own, so I killed it. But with BTRFS, you can set up snapshots to be enabled in Grub if you want to. It's called Grub BTRFS. Once you install that, every snapshot that BTRFS takes will be added to Grub, just like NixOS, like the NixOS generations.
Right.
So, and by the way, speaking of, there is one project up and coming that I want you guys to pay attention to. It's called DCLI tool. There's a person on YouTube who's a big fan of NixOS. So, but he didn't like the way NixOS did things. So what did he do? He took the way NixOS does things and he implemented it to Arch. So now you can make Arch declarative and you can, with his tool, and you can create modules, and even he even ported sort of the Flake system to Arch Linux, where you can have a versioned system on your Arch installation. So basically, you have a GitHub, and every time you do something to your system, and if you like it the way it is, you can push it to your GitHub, and you can restore it after a fresh install with a simple Flake system style. It's called DCLI tools. It started as a CLI, but I joined him on his Discord, and I told him, dude, you want more people to use it? Create a GUI front end, and I told him, do it in Rust, and he did, and he did, and after maybe 48 hours, he had a GUI ready. So pay attention to that, because if that works, I see it kicking off.
Yeah, it's all about Rust.
So Steve, how's your adventures going with Rust? You were going to learn a bit of it?
Yeah.
I hesitate to ask, because that's a lot to chew on a first language.
Yeah, exactly what you said. It was a little bit too overwhelming, so I'm doing it slowly with someone who does know Rust. I'm learning it one syntax at a time.
Yeah, every time I open a document that's written in Rust, it's the syntax is weird. Like it's weird. It's a weird language.
There's a lot of functions in it. It's kind of like the way the reason I found it a little bit less tiny bit less hard than I thought, because I use a lot of functions in Bash. It's not very similar, but the idea of functions is there, and Rust uses a lot of function calls in the language. So I'm kind of trying to correlate the two, but the guy told me, don't. You're trying to drive a whole different beast. Don't compare Bash to Rust.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
So I'm taking it one syntax at a time.
It's harder to read, especially compared to Go, let's say.
Yes.
And you can do a lot of things in Go that you can do in Rust as well. Rust, it's almost a fetish for memory protection, and it costs you in other aspects of development.
Yeah. It's like, but the thing I like about Rust is the dependencies are not system based. It uses crates IO. This is where it gets all its dependencies. It's system independent.
And it's extremely long time to compile, is it not?
Yes. Yeah.
That doesn't matter. Does that really matter?
Yeah.
Not really. If your toolkit is like mine, it's a small thing. But if it's a large project, it all adds up.
At the end of the day, anything large will already take a couple of hours anyway, no matter what. So I really don't see much of a scare being the fact that it takes maybe 25% more.
Yeah, maybe.
Some of them take 2 minutes and 11 seconds to compile. That I've heard.
My
it's slow. It's not just, it's slow, period.
Yeah,
it's not that slow realistically when you actually work in the space of the building packages and building stuff. It's not that slow when even programs written in C can take hours to become.
Maybe, I don't know. It depends on who's doing the work. Some companies, their time is of the essence, so they cannot add more time to compile. But for me, for my GUI toolkit, not the TUI one, the TUI is so small it takes seconds to compile. But the GUI toolkit has 45 dependencies from crates. It takes up to 3 minutes to compile, and the whole toolkit is around 480 kilobytes.
And remember, if you're serious about your program, you're probably gonna be doing something like linting and stuff like that, and that will take just as long on C as anything on Rust And since huge part of linting of C is already included in Rust compiler, it would actually like it really at the end of the day gets to be like the same time, unless you're purely building
Well,
software on your own
yeah,
as a single person. If you're
yeah,
doing things like seriously, it really doesn't matter how long it takes to build, because at the end of the day you're gonna just point point the build at a remote server and go away and be done.
yeah.
Okay,
Like,
I excuse me for interrupting. I just did a asked AI for some benchmark tests, and I've got it compared to Go. Deno Rust 6 minutes, Go 20 seconds. Milli
yeah,
Search 1.5 minutes, Go 5 seconds. Bat 43 seconds, Go 2 seconds. Hyperfine 23 seconds, Go 1 second. Rip Grep 16 seconds, Go zero point 0.5 seconds. So there's a
Yes,
huge difference.
but they do different things. You cannot just compare Go with Rust. They
yeah,
they compile to a completely different level. You cannot just compare one with another.
yeah. With
That's
for
unless you
example,
understand what the hell language does when it compiles, which by the way, what Go does is nowhere near as close as to what Rust does. Yes, they're gonna be different. The best comparison is C and Rust, and while yes, Rust will be slower, realistically, in any realistic scenario, build time isn't the only thing that is going on in the build pipeline. You have things like
yes, yes.
linting, things
Another thing
like
is,
testing, and so on, and that's where time goes, not building the software. And who cares about how much time built? It happens on most of the time it happens on a random server somewhere in the cloud, or in your build network, which is in a
yes,
completely different room, and nobody cares about it
yes. But
except Linux
there's
users.
another thing that is not considered when you are building in Go, uh, compared to Rust. When you install Go, it's installing all the dependencies locally, so it doesn't have
No,
to.
it's not. No, it's not. Go is has equal ideas as Rust. Is actually the binary is even less dependent on the underlying system than Rust binaries are.
Okay,
Fun fact.
but
Because it bundles into it every bits of runtime and
yeah,
dependencies it needs.
yeah, that's what I'm
Unlike
saying.
unlike Rust, which a lot of functions still depend on what is known as foreign function interface, aka external libraries specifically those
Exactly
written
what
in
I'm
C.
saying. Exactly what I'm saying. Like Rust, like when I build my toolkit to test, every time it has to pull the dependencies from crate, download them because
I'm
it
not
relies on
talking that. I'm not talking
it's.
that.
What are you talking about?
I'm Okay, even that can be cached, and Rust normally caches things. It just checks. Even that is irrelevant as well. Like every language does that. Every language pulls at one point or another, pulls data from the server. Golang does, uh, Rust does, JavaScript does. Basically everything that is in mid 1990s and forward does it. Let's be realistic. So C++ are the few examples of very few, two of very few examples that don't, of modern languages that don't have dependency management as part of the build step.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Even Haskell takes care of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, for me, it's I find it annoying that every time because I build clean every time because I don't want remnants of the old version to be on the system. So every time I build clean, it has to repull all the crates before building. It adds more time, and for me, uh, when I'm here, I don't have a problem. But when I'm back home, at any moment, power can go off.
Steve,
Uh,
why
yeah,
why are you using? And I don't want to bring in the bloat word, but if what you're trying to do with this toolkit could just be used with a standard C ncurses library, right? You could just
we want to. I want to move away from. I decided to move away from CLI and TUI. I decided to make it more user friendly because I found that a lot of my users. I'm talking about my users. I found out that a lot of my users prefer to click a button than to select an option and
then they hit the space bar, on the option.
It feels more familiar to most users.
Yeah,
and in general, it is faster than thumbing down a list of things, just selecting from a list. It is generally faster.
Yeah, and when you become a public-facing distro project, you have to appeal to the masses. Even though it might go against your own idea of what it should be. So I started seeing that in a lot of projects. A lot of people say, okay, in our opinion, we prefer to do it this way and force people to learn our way. But the more you force
there is nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, but it was discovered that the more they started forcing people to go their way, the less users they had. So I'm like,
don't use it. Simple. If I may,
it's simple. It's
you
simple.
Don't like what I did, go away.
Wait. Let me finish. In my case, I already have almost zero sales. I barely get 6 or 7 sales at the end of every month. So I already have little sales.
And you think the difference is your app is either an ncurses app or a Qt app, and that's going to result in sales?
Well, kind of, because if it's a GUI, it might appeal to more people.
Why not just use Bash with the ad if you need an interface?
Oh yeah, I tried that. There's a lot of things I want to do that cannot be done anymore.
Or why not just create a Flutter app? Because honestly, the Dart language much better than Rust, much easier to use.
Or why not build something in JavaScript, which is far easier?
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
Or Python.
He's joking, but that's not a bad idea.
Any other language. Why did you choose
Rust?
Low-level language that is by far hardest to write among most languages, and it isn't even targeted at such applications?
2 reasons. Simple answer. 2 reasons. One, Rust is what people are loving these days, and it's growing, and it's whatever. Second reason.
Why does it matter?
I was about to say the same thing. There's literally hundreds of languages out there. Who cares how many people use what?
The second reason will explain why it matters.
Go ahead.
Because the only developer who agreed to help me is a Rust developer.
Okay, that's a difference. Now it's going about developing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting somebody to contribute and use whatever language they know, I'd go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's more of a Rust developer than anything else. So I was like, why not? So I'm not gonna force him to use a language he doesn't know. And
if he knows Rust, trust me, he'd be fine with Python or JavaScript or whatever the hell you want to use. Like he'd be okay.
Well, I asked him. He was like, I feel better, and it's because he's studying it in school at the same time at university. So I'm like, okay, as long as it works, it doesn't matter what language it is in. I am this kind of person. I don't care what something is written in, as long as it works. As long as it's not cute, because we're not using cute, we're using GTK content.
Good.
There's Python and an app called PY Simple GUI, which is an enhanced YAD, and you can get AI to do. I'm sure you could get AI to do.
Ask Gemini.
90% of
it. Believe me, Murray. I tried. I tried AI, but I spend more time arguing with it as if I was a married man arguing with my wife than actually being productive. So I relegated it to someone, and he's actually an official member of Zero Linux. He's the first member of the Zero Linux team, made of 2 people now instead of 1. But he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart. So I don't want to pressure him. I'm very understanding, especially that today was his birthday. So I told him, don't touch the toolkit. Spend your day with your family. Enjoy. So he's using his free time to add to Zero Linux, not because he loves it. He doesn't even use it. He's a CachyOS user. So
I vote for Perl.
yeah. So whatever, it's written in Rust. It's written in Rust. As long as it works, done deal. The part that I cannot do in YAD is the kernel manager / scheduler and patcher, kernel patcher and builder and stuff like that, similar to CachyOS. So instead of using the CachyOS one, I decided to write. If I asked him if he could build one from scratch, he was like, "Yeah, no problem." Because I linked him to the CachyOS wiki on the scheduler thing. He was like, "Yeah, it's pretty much easy. It's just a matter of flags and stuff." So because he told me he can do it, I was like, "Okay, let's create one of our own, not use somebody else's."
Well, just to change the topic a bit, since I know you guys are gonna love this topic. MacBooks are great computers. Now fight.
MacBooks are great computers until they're not.
I stand behind my statement 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
They are great computers, probably near perfect.
When you install Linux on
Near
them,
perfect.
Computers.
Yeah.
Computers.
Do you mean when you once you install Linux on them?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well,
As soon as you remove the macOS from it.
yes,
anything
exactly what I meant, because here's the flaw
that
in
thing
your
is atrocious. Come on. There is no more atrocious operating system as macOS.
Yes, I agreed. But here's the flaw in your thing. Okay.
What?
Not all MacBooks are supported by Linux. There's M1, M2, M3, M4, and the are not supported. The Touch Bar one, my 2016 Touch Bar one, is supported, but you don't get Wi-Fi, you don't get the Touch Bar, you don't get the fingerprint sensor.
I'm specifically talking about M1 and later hardware.
Well, M1 and M2, yes. Beyond M2, forget.
Well, hardware is good.
Hardware is good, but so Linux support is not there for anything above M2.
Yeah, that will change. That will change.
Honestly, I would never buy a MacBook, but if I bought one, I would just use the Mac OS on it. I mean,
if you're gonna buy a Mac, be a Mac.
Yeah, exactly. If you went to all that trouble and that money, right?
Yeah,
you might as well just
use. If I'm gonna
it.
pay that much money for a Mac, I'm gonna be a Mac.
I'm probably not gonna wipe out the Mac OS.
I'm gonna say it this way: they created a perfect piece of hardware, then saddled it with one of the most atrocious, horrible, clunky operating systems in the world.
Well,
the only device that rivals it is freaking iPad.
Oh, I thought you were going with the Chromebook,
which got even worse treatment in the last few years, where they built a desktop class hardware into a tablet and they saddled it with iOS.
Well, they don't really do much innovation with their operating systems anymore. I mean, they've just they're very stagnant. They never change.
Yeah, exactly. Like
macOS they are bad at operating systems.
Well,
always have been.
I can confirm what BigPod is saying because I'm talking to you on my iPad. And not only that, is for whatever reason, whoever took a weird red pill at Apple headquarters and decided to create the new iPad OS 26, but they started adding menus, the top menu to every single app because it's system wide, where apps don't use the menu. You click file, there's nothing. You click edit, there's nothing. I'm
This
like,
is
what?
part of their new experience where they want to get close to when they got their tablets as close to a laptop as possible without just installing macOS on it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they do not want to
Put useless.
encroach
Yeah,
because
put
they do not
useless
want
shit
to
in.
encroach on their macOS market.
Yeah, but that to them, I guess, to that person, I guess it meant put useless menus in in the top for no reason.
The point is they want to have like windowing, and they do have windowing system on it now and everything like that.
Yeah,
But
I can tell
it
you
is
one or
it
two
is
things about the
iPad.
windowing system.
It's iOS. Remember, at the end of the day, it's iOS.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fork of iOS. It's I don't understand why would they even do that when they had like literally a desktop or a desktop class OS. No matter how clunky and stupid it is still better than iPad OS.
Exactly. I don't know what the hell they were thinking doing that, but whatever.
You know,
Whatever.
I remember, I'm sure you guys do too, 7, 8 years ago, I remember thinking, when ARM was still kind of new and thinking, we'd eventually see
ARM's
pretty
not
much
new.
what
DLs now.
well, we would see all these devices, including our desktops, be ARM devices at some point, and then maybe we'd all be running these mobile operating systems on our desktop computers. And of course, that never happened,
Nobody
right?
thought that.
I did. I always thought like
never-
iOS
Why?
was going to be
Why?
because that was where
No,
everything was going, was the convergence of the
No.
desktop and mobile all in the same. I mean, that's why
Yes,
Chromebook
but not-
exists.
That's how we got the
Chrome-
Metro interface.
Chromebook
That's why we
exi-
got the Metro. Exactly. That's why we get all kinds of stuff
Yes.
going on there.
Yes,
And GNOME
but
3.
That's
Well,
what they're
I
trying
don't
to
know.
do with
GNOME 3 is actually a
aluminium.
good interface for a desktop. Let's be clear.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that.
Well,
The
here's another-
only good thing about macOS is its interface, which is damn near perfect, or at least it was. Until
What
the
I'm
previous
still
version,
surprised
the third
nobody
version.
has ever made that work. The merging of mobile and desktop into one device. Nobody's ever really pulled that off well.
Well,
Google's
the-
trying,
Samsung-
but they haven't
Samsung-
really.
Well, Samsung is trying with
Well,
Dex. With Dex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem
don't-
is these are two completely different devices that have a completely different use case and a completely different interface. You cannot just merge them together. You can have two separate desktop interfaces, essentially DEs or windowing systems for each.
What do
But
you think?
the
It's more of a
problem-
workflow problem, that it's different between the devices more than anything else. It's just people use.
workflow problem, and general, like, the fact is you have bigger screens, you have things like windows, things like multitasking is you're much more prone on a bigger screen to do any kind of multitasking.
And I
And-
also, years ago, I thought we would be using touchscreens much more than we are. It's still, most people don't use touchscreens as far as computers.
That's
mean,
another thing I hate about MacBooks. No touchscreen. And that's again goes back to the encroachment of MacBooks onto iPad market. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
And
really,
anyway, yeah, I didn't want to, get sidetracked, but a lot of times we think that computing is going in a direction, hey, in 5 years this will be the new standard. In 10 years this will be the new standard, and it never works out quite like you think. Because I would have thought we would all be touchy feely on our screens, 10 years ago, but that never happened.
I use a laptop with touchscreen. That's the best.
Mm.
Well, today they all think that we will just tell our computers what to do.
Yes, and that is the new
language,
future,
will
right?
happen.
Is AI chat assistants. You just tell it what you want to do on the computer, and
Great.
it does it for you.
No, thank you.
And you'll have
That's
smart
a
glasses.
stupid future.
You'll
Hey,
be
it's
Smart
using
coming.
glasses
smart
actually are a good idea if they are the size of today's glasses. We're not talking about using VR outside or AR like Vision Pro. That's insanity.
It's a
But
niche.
having-
It's a niche product.
It's not even a niche product. It's a nobody product. Like, it's not useful in manufacturing like something like that Microsoft holodeck, whatever, HoloLens.
Yeah, it's an accessory. And you know what the HoloLens replaced was that Surface table that I had.
Yeah, HoloLens is, as far as I heard, is used a lot in manufacturing and shit.
Hmm.
But on the other hand, like Vision Pro has like I don't see any use for it because it is like it isn't transparent, so you have to use cameras, which means latency. It is it is generally like awkward to use because you cannot see people's eyes, and also it's freakishly expensive for what you get.
Yeah, I can't.
Now, on the
Well,
other hand, I see no matter the price, I see Steam Frame succeeding because it's targeted at a different market, gaming. That will succeed.
Well,
Vision
it
Pro is
has.
specifically
I mean,
targeted
if
at a professional market. That's
but
never gonna
but
fly.
but Rift, the Meta Quest,
Yes.
Yeah.
HP stuff. I have a Rift S and I have a Reverb G2 by HP. So, I can, and somebody who kind of dabbles in the 3D market for both professional and gaming reasons. It's not. It's not a. I mean, there are people out there, but they're not. I think it's solitary thing. They're not joining social groups per se,
exactly.
unless they're
Yeah.
using VR chat on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
they're
when they
using
are and
Windows
when
to
they are
do it.
using VR and when they are using VR chat, it's for fun, nothing serious.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just exactly.
But I do think smart glasses, when they are like normal size glasses or maybe a bit bigger, that will be the difference because
Meta's doing that
they're
with
just
Ray-Bans and
glasses.
stuff,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not really
You
that
know,
but it's as
useful
close as you got.
yeah, but
right now. Yes, it's a
the
stepping stone.
problem
What needs to
the
happen
problem
is glass needs to be a screen. Like if both glasses need to also be screens. Until that
yeah,
point, even those are not useful.
but there's another problem with that. It's coming from Meta, and anything that comes out of Meta is
Yeah.
not taken
I don't
seriously.
think that's the problem.
Well,
I
okay.
think part of it is also, believe it or not, just style, fashion. Like, think of women. Would women wear these big, ugly, goofy goggles? Mark Zuckerberg doesn't care because he's already goofy looking anyway, but you're not going to have women wear some of these devices.
No,
You have like the
It's
big
mostly
frames are
advertised to
actually,
guys.
yeah. First of all, currently it's mostly advertised as guys because
Yeah.
big frames are more
Well, it's the gamer
more
crowd.
guys.
It's the guys that game all day and they're easy to part with their money, right? It's easy to get their cash. So
Okay,
that's
okay.
who they're targeting.
Actually, it's not that much targeted at gamer guys. At least the smart glasses, they're more targeted at like influencers and people who like who like use cameras a lot. Like that kind of crowd is
Huh.
primarily targeted,
Okay.
and tech bros, and they are
Okay,
those
the tech
who
bros.
believe
I like that.
anything.
Yeah.
Let's leave tech bros out of this. Tech bros are interesting crowd, but reality is right now they are big. As as uh, as tech will improve, they will become smaller and smaller, and realistically, even women wear big frames. Maybe not in the big. Maybe only thing that will need to become smaller is the actual frame around the essentially the eyeglass, and all tech would need to move into the actual like the part that goes behind your ear and to the frame,
No.
to
Yeah,
the
but
front of the eye frame.
can I
That's where
can I just paint a picture for you guys?
sure.
We are old enough, except Big Pod, who is the kid among us.
Thanks.
Uh, uh,
I love being the young guy.
yeah, it's good
It's
to.
not normal thing.
I mean it in a positive way, Big Pod. Us old people, it's not great when you get older. But for the older generation, does any of you remember the video clip by Pink Floyd, where it's all animated, and you see a guy sitting on his chair watching TV and rotting to death?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the music video. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, the music video. Well, the more VR or AR becomes a reality, this is where we're going to end up.
Why?
because people will
Fine.
become lazy, will become.
Oh yeah, Ready
People
Player
said-
One syndrome.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember-
Ready Player One was more active. He was running on a treadmill. He was still being active. Whereas we're gonna become sedentary because we'll be doing
Not-
everything using AR, VR.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
This is how I see it going, because people want to order, because we already started on our phones. We order everything online. We do everything. We don't go to the stores anymore. We don't socialize anymore. So the only place we socialize is Discord, is on social media, but we don't go out. And even here in Serbia, because it's a small town, when I go out with my sister, and I don't socialize, my phone doesn't even hold enough battery to socialize. So when we go out to a coffee shop and we sit, everybody around us has a laptop open, and they're together. They're a group of people sitting at the same table. One is on the
Yes.
laptop, the other one is on the iPhone, and
You-
one
you know,
person is on
Steve?
VR.
Steve.
Yeah, but that's not nothing strange here.
Yeah, I have
in
a
general,
totally
that's nothing
different
strange.
take. I have almost the exact opposite take of Steve on this, because I've seen this just over the course of my life as more and more people have become sedentary, as you say, that don't do as much physical activity. Physical labor is much less common in our work typically these days, and people struggle with their health, their weight. And, nowadays you've got gyms everywhere, right? And people have to go and dedicate some time to work out, so many hours a week just to get that physical activity in that we no longer get. And this will be the same into the future. Just because whatever it is you do for work doesn't burn those calories, well, now you have to dedicate that in what would have been your spare time before. You just we
Not a lot of
evolve.
people are doing that,
Humans
though.
evolve. We change. We adapt. We'll be fine. Right? You're seeing it as
DT.
some dystopian future, and I think we're smarter than that.
DT,
Yeah, we're
Well,
not going
not
to
everyone
be.
is.
We're
DT,
not going to
let
turn
me-
into
let me tell you.
THX 1138.
Let me
know,
tell you,
we're-
the reason I am not working out is because I cannot spend that time also doing something else.
Yep.
Because that time is literally wasted.
Well, it'll get more efficient in the future.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll get more efficient as far as the
If I
time.
had like smart glasses, like that actually I could do something with them. I don't know, even if it is just, I don't know, have a bit
We'll
of
spend less
code.
time too sitting at like computers. We'll spend much more time standing in the future, interacting with our devices rather than sitting, which will help. And of
that,
course, you
yes.
could also just walk on a treadmill or ride a bike while interacting with these devices as well.
I hope.
So that'll become much more common in the future. Well, it already is.
yeah.
I mean, you see it every year, more and more people doing this.
Linus
Derek.
Torvalds does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Well,
sits his
Derek.
computer with the treadmill.
Yeah.
Well,
Some
Derek,
others.
I really hope that this is the way things will end up, because I'm too scared from what's happening, and because of what I've seen in the multiple coffee shops here.
Well, if you know what's happening, you can change it.
Also-
That's why
also-
it's never as bad as you think. People see it happening and they'll do something about it.
Steve, let me tell you, those guys that are in groups on laptops and phones in those coffee shops
At Starbucks.
are probably more social than most
Yeah, but
people
virtually,
who
but
aren't.
virtually.
No,
huh?
they sit next to each other. They
No,
talk. But
I
they work at the
agree
same
here
time.
too. The fact that they go out every day to that coffee shop is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's better than staying
Yeah, like-
home. Trust me.
I live in that in similar society. Like I'm 2 countries over from Serbia. Like a lot of people will literally cannot like find time, or even if they do find time, like just going to a coffee shop or to a bar is literally wasting time, even though they like to do it. So they will bring their phone so they can do some work. They'll bring their laptop so they can do some work and have a human conversation as well. It's nothing new. It's actually a good thing. Like I've done it. It's one of the
hopefully,
best thing ever.
Hopefully it is. But guys, I'm gonna say one thing that is going to sound weird, but HipDad, did I hear you mention THX 1138?
Yeah.
HipDad, please adopt me now.
Adopt you?
No, because
Just so I can feed you pills and you can't fornicate? Okay.
No, but seriously, because I don't know any person that I've talked to in my social circles who acknowledges the existence of this film.
Oh, it was
What film?
classic. THX 1138.
George Lucas. George
yeah.
Lucas's very first full motion picture.
There's a reason you don't know about it, Big Pod. Is it's older than everybody on this chat, except maybe Hip Dead. Right.
Yeah.
So it's a really old movie. So don't.
Yeah, really old. But it showed basically where we all moved underground.
Yeah.
Because of the nuclear holocaust and all that stuff, and we moved underground, and they started making it so people weren't able to make their own decisions. They weren't able to express their discontent with the government or whatever. They just started feeding people pills that would make them so they didn't have any desire for any social interaction whatsoever.
Yeah, and the best scene in that film was when the THX 1138 goes to confess in a confessional, and the Jesus look-alike picture keeps telling him, "Consume, my son, consume," because they built a society of consumerism inside this thing. The movie was released in 1971, and it was a full feature of his diploma film. He made the same film for his diploma. It was 15 minutes long. It's available on the DVD. I worship that film. I worship that film to no end.
Why?
Because it was my first foray into serious cinema.
He likes dystopian films too. If you've noticed some of those films,
if I did, I would have watched 1984. I did no, but I love THX 1138 because it taught me that movies are not only for entertainment, but they can be for sending a serious message.
Oh, yeah.
It's the future where everything is white.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, the sense of infinity. The sense of infinity.
Well, it wasn't realistic for one thing though, because once he got out and went above ground, with being underground for that long, his retinas would have burned out.
Yeah, exactly. That was well, I guess he did it because he wanted us to know that it was a science fiction film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw it, I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, true.
And that was in 71. I saw it in like 78 on what was it, Showtime?
Yeah, because after Star Wars came out, people wanted to go back and see what George Lucas had actually done. Prior to that, because nobody had ever heard of the guy.
That's the Star Wars guy. Okay.
Yeah, the Star Wars guy.
What's the sci-fi? I forget the name. What's a sci-fi movie where the guy wears glasses and it's sort of like you can see hidden messages and see the face of aliens? He goes in.
They Live.
Oh yeah,
They Live. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one.
Yeah, John Carpenter. Actually, John Carpenter. If you like dystopian films, Steve, have you seen In the Mouth of Madness?
I have it. I have it on my HTPC. Haven't gotten to it, but did you know that there's a new Orwell film out called 2 + 2 = 5, just released. I downloaded it. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. It's Orwell, basically, if 1984 guy. So you might as well watch that if you like 1984.
Well, I did read the book. Yeah.
But I never read the book because
I had to in school, so I had to read 1984, and I had to read what was the other one he did? Animal Farm. Yeah.
So I'm going to watch it tomorrow. I hope it's going to be good because recently I watched Tron Ares, and all the reviews I saw on YouTube are correct. It's very dry. It's very stupid. Very not Tron. But the only thing that I liked in it was the homage.
Dystopia.
No, the homage they did to the original, because there's a scene where he goes back into the Tron 1980s Tron computer program to meet Jeff Bridges, and that is exactly the one of the first Tron. Even the crack in the wall where they escaped is there. He takes the light cycle and goes through there to meet Jeff Bridges. That was nice, but anything else, it was dry. Everybody's dialogue was like half a sentence to a sentence at a time, and that was it. And a lot of running, explosions and running, and I did not like the music of Nine Inch Nails. It wasn't Daft Punk, so it did not work for me. But I'm as you can tell, I'm a filmaholic, a movieaholic. I love my
Dystopian
movies.
future.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, we should actually create a list of our best, our favorite dystopian films. I think for me, Children of Men, I think has to be at the top. If you guys have seen that movie,
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner's not bad.
Dark
I don't really watch movies like that.
You don't
Heavy
want to
metal.
be depressed with the rest of us.
No, it's not that. I just don't get those movies.
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal. Yeah.
Let's say 2012. There we go.
2012 was pretty good.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah, well, for me, Blade Runner, because it was Harrison Ford, and it was my first introduction to film noir.
Yeah. Would Mad Max fall into dystopian?
Absolutely.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Mad Max would definitely fall into
The first two, amazing. The first two were amazing. I have all of them, except Furiosa, because Furiosa is when they went, "Hello, we need to join the woke people. Let's do one woke."
Well, it also once you introduce CGI into films, yeah, they go downhill after that.
Yeah.
That's partly why, like you're talking about, like these Tron movies and a lot of the modern stuff that's coming out now, especially out of Hollywood.
Yeah,
Man, it's just these films are they don't compare to the old films.
Yeah, speaking of Hollywood, there's a study that was done by Yahoo recently that came to the conclusion that the young generations today, instead of watching modern shows, they watch more old shows that their parents used to watch, instead of watching all the crap that's being thrown out the pipe right now, because it's all crap. It's not enjoyable. It's more all about the money and all about who can outdo who when it comes to effects and whatever, rather than the story.
When the younger crowd sees an older movie that's got really good practical effects, they're amazed because they've never seen a movie like that. Because today it would all be done with computers, right?
Well, honestly, by far and large, if I would go like year by year, I still think still think most movies that get released, whether it be 1950s or 2025, it doesn't really matter. Most movies are shit.
In the old films, it was all about the story. There was more comedy,
there was more plot, character development.
Yes,
but you know why it's not that way anymore, Steve? Is because you can do so much with computers now. You know, it's all about the spectacle, right? It's all about the show rather than characters.
Exactly. Not everybody enjoys that anymore.
And it's so cost effective. That's another reason why they don't do practical effects anymore. It's so much cheaper just to do everything with computers.
Cheaper and less dangerous.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing, because the reality is, why would we get our high-paying, high-priced actor in danger?
Yeah,
well, you use stuntmen, and they get paid well for
even
taking
stuntmen.
that.
What would get a person in danger and potentially have them have
they
problems
can have a
in
green
life.
screen fall on them. You know.
Well, not that. Like
when you can replace an explosion with a simple
Fractal
program. You can replicate
yeah,
it.
program.
And Hip Dad mentioned the green screen. They don't build sets anymore. Used to, you had to build a set, a location, a town to film it. Now, yeah, it's like an empty warehouse, right? And then they just CGI everything in the background.
Example
They won't
about,
even,
example
you won't
about
even have you won't even have actors in the future. They'll all be
Yeah.
Oh, well,
generated.
pretty soon it will all be deep fake, and that's where I was going. It's all going to be AI generated very soon.
And then I won't watch movies anymore.
Well, going to Big Pod's example of people getting harmed, like in Triple X, the return of Xander Cage, the stuntman got his head cut off because he hit it against the when the car was going off the bridge. That stunt went wrong, and the stuntman lost his head. So
let's go a bit less morbid scenario, and let's use an actual actor. Remember, it was Fallout, Mission Impossible Fallout, or was it Ghost Protocol? It was, I believe, Fallout, where an actual actor, Tom Cruise, broke his ankle while jumping from one building to another.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then he continued running. That kind of stuff is a problem because, well,
that costs a lot of money.
His actual danger to one actually cost money because he's high paying, and you have to like actually pay for his recovery. Two, if anything happens, that actual like recording has to stop until he gets healed up, and when it comes to stuntman, it's also the fact that even if a stunt person gets like hurt, if that stunt person was training for, I don't know, three quarters of other scenes where that person is in, that means you have to get a new stunt person, and you have to train them up, which again holds up the recording of the
production,
yes, the whole production record, specifically the recording step.
But the problem is not the effects and all that. The problem is they're doing it so much, they're forgetting about the plot, the story, the whatever. It's very their story are very flat. Their stories nowadays are very flat. Even TV shows. The last good TV show I watched from the modern times was what's it called? What was it called? The TV show was called. I keep forgetting.
You're not as old as me, man. You should have a better memory. Come on.
While you remember things,
that's because he's thinking of 5 things at once.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say something.
It must have been a great show.
To complete my thought, we should also realize that old things, which means like in any age, we're talking 5 years ago. First of all, we remember only the good ones. Second of all, we already have a list of what is good. But if we actually went through the list of everything, we would still see a lot of things that are bad, but nobody will watch them because they are already known to be bad. And because we have the new movies, you have to see them to know they're bad. You're gonna remember them that much more that they are bad because you had to watch them to know they're bad.
That's
read
the
a list on the internet. It's not that all the new movies are bad. It's that you, the person who is young, has to go and make sure it is actually bad. Not that it's possibly. Not that you don't know.
True.
That's the catch. And we will remember recent stuff more often, even if we watch an old movie that is bad. We're gonna go, it's an old movie.
Well,
it's also that aspect of it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they watch
old movies better.
Yeah, but what the study says is they're watching modern stuff. They're not finishing the modern show. They prefer to cut it and go back to the old stuff because they're enjoying the old stuff more than the new stuff, because the new stuff is not as good good story wise. Like
again, because
they saw kids aged 17 years old watching MASH.
Okay, well,
I
I
don't know
got
what
the
that is,
old
but
guy
again,
perspective
it's
here, real
verified
quick.
good.
Okay.
Whereas the new stuff, they have to foresee if it's
True.
good or
Well,
not, and if it's not good, they won't watch it till the end. Like it is verified good versus they are trying to see if this new thing is actually good.
yeah,
Correct.
but
That's the problem.
here's the thing: is what changed it all. The way we watch media or movies or whatever was MTV. We went
Yeah.
from watching complete movies to watching 3-minute videos, and we got absorbed in that boom, 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 boom society. So now we're trained where, I go to watch a movie, I may watch 30 minutes of it, and we're so saturated with streaming, we can pause it and go back to it. And the saturation of types of movies is making us just completely desensitized, because right now we're so saturated with superhero movies. People are like, ugh.
People watch more YouTube than they watch Netflix.
Yep.
So that tells you a lot about what people
Hear
consume.
that.
Yep.
I have a question for you. How am I specifically affected by that? Like, I didn't have MTV. I didn't have that kind of thing. I literally grew up watching movies and TV shows.
Well, and that's good, but at the same time, it changed the way on TV the commercials that we were given. Commercials used to be actually, you had some context to them, but then they became where there's boom, 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 boom. They weren't an actual.
Well, most
know,
of the time when commercials were up, I didn't watch them. I stood
Yeah,
up
commercials used
went
to be
away.
30. Yeah, the commercials used to be 30 seconds, between 30 seconds and 45 seconds per commercial.
Yeah, for
Now
each
they're-
one.
Yeah, now they're like 5 seconds, 6 seconds per commercial.
What kind of commercials are you watching? Are you seeing? Most commercials here are like 30, 40 seconds. They literally have a whole story to them. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
but see,
who the hell goes?
yeah,
and
over in
makes
Europe,
that?
you guys have less restrictions. You guys show commercials that they would completely ban. Well, they do ban over here.
Yeah, like here in Serbia, for example, the longest commercial I've ever seen on TV was 15 seconds.
Whoa. I don't think that. I think that might be actually shorter than the shortest I ever seen.
Yeah. So it's all about, like Hip Dad said, boom, 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 boom. You have so many products to swallow from the commercials than before. Before you would watch the episode, they would pause for commercials, 2-3 commercials, and you're back to the show. Now it's like
commercials
15,
here are 5
like,
minutes.
Well,
and they're
here,
all like long commercials. Like,
and back in the 80s and 90s, early 90s, they were doing well, actually, maybe even in the late 90s, they were doing subliminal messages.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, big fun.
They're still doing that now, but they're doing it with social media.
Right.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Then that's fun.
Did you guys see where Meta admitted that they've known about the health detriments surrounding the use of social media? They've known about it for years.
They admitted a lot of stuff recently. And a lot of stuff came out about their policies, internal policies.
They're not the only ones to admit to something bad.
Yeah.
They're not the only ones to admit to something bad, but Microsoft as well admitted that their Windows 11 is a piece of crap. So.
Well, did you see the lawsuit against ChatGPT because it caused some guy that had some mental health issues? He needed therapy. Like it sent him into a real fit because it fed into some of his delusions. I think he might have had some schizophrenia or something. So he's asking ChatGPT these questions, and it's just affirming all the crazy thoughts that he has.
But, but I don't know how well they can actually.
Yeah, I don't know if ChatGPT is really legally responsible, but still, I just
OpenAI
is
like, I'm gonna be honest. OpenAI shouldn't be responsible for that. No matter what.
But it highlights some of the things we haven't thought about with some of these chat assistants.
We have thought about it.
There are people that are not.
Nobody who matters listened.
Well, there are people that are not mentally capable of handling conversating with ChatGPT or Gemini, because Oh, you can
99% of them.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
People,
only recently.
including most of us here.
Yeah, speaking of ChatGPT, like recently there was a kid who died because of ChatGPT recommending the wrong medication.
Yeah, but I would hope everybody knows not to take medical advice from.
Well,
why the hell people trust a statistical model that only thing it actually knows is what word should go next based on what was already written and has no actual knowledge? Why the hell people trust ChatGPT and other
That's the problem. That's the problem. But
it's the same people that trust Reddit probably too.
Yes, it's a matter of fact, that's where the information is coming from 9 times out of 10. It's a bad Reddit post that ChatGPT is just using as a source.
I'm gonna say this. As soon as people decided to start naming their ChatGPTs, everything, it was a showcase that everything has gone to hell and they shouldn't be able to use that tech.
Well, it's kind of like when you let the general public on the internet. Look what happened there. So
I can give another old person viewpoint too. A lot of this started when TVs were commonplace in everybody's homes. When I was growing up, I was sitting in front of a TV with a bowl of cereal and watching cartoons, so I'd stay out of my mother's way.
And you had less choice.
Yeah, media became a babysitter.
Yep. But now people can choose their poison.
Exactly. Yeah. We have a lot more options.
Yeah, but OpenAI decided to censor ChatGPT when it comes to medication. Finally, it took for a person to lose their life for them to realize that what they were doing.
Well, I think they just need to start adding disclaimers. Like if they're going to give any kind of information like that out, there should be a big warning at the bottom of the message saying, "Hey, don't trust anything I just said on this topic."
They should disable outputs about legal things, medication, mental health.
Yeah.
Military,
but then you run into the risk. I mean, people go and look up medical conditions on Google and WebMD sites like that all the time and come up with bad diagnosis.
But we are already fairly desensitized to that. Like we already, like as a society, already fairly know that what comes out of that kind of a search.
Yeah, but it gets weird when you try to limit what people can and can't go look up.
But on the other hand, ChatGPT people trust implicitly because it is written in a human way. Like how many times I see on the internet, go ChatGPT it or go ask Grok about it, and it will tell you what actually.
Especially when you're using like an actual microphone, like you're actually speaking with it rather than typing with it. It is very it's almost like it's
very human experience.
It is. It really is.
That's why people trust it more, and that's a big problem.
And
part of it is that we have such a dumbed down society that trying to be able to discern what might be BS or not has
exactly
become a problem.
Also.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm saying, it's kind of like the general public being allowed on the internet.
Well, another thing, recently I saw on the news a song that hit the top charts at #1, and people started asking, "Who's that singer? Who's that singer?" And it was on CNN. So, who's that singer? Who's that anonymous singer behind that voice? It's amazing. He's got a beautiful voice. He's a good singer.
ChatGPT.
Well, they discovered it was Suno. It's a song that was generated with Suno.
It was AI generated.
Yeah, 100%. And even the video, even the music video, they use ChatGPT to generate ultra realistic humans. Even the skin, even the hair, the way the hair is moving, is better than the hair of characters in a game. It's so human-like.
We've always used algorithmic tools to enhance our work and make things easier. I mean, it started happening a lot more in the 1990s. I mean, I've seen video in graduate school of things that they were doing in labs in MIT and Harvard trying to replace architects and engineers. That ain't going to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean, it
oh, it
enhances
will
our work.
happen,
I
but
mean,
not yet.
should we go back to stone and chisel? I mean, is that where we really need to be?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
That's what I tell
we're
my friends. Should we go back to the stone and chisel? Because apparently, what's
Anything
happening
else
is
is, yeah. Well, it's like, I had, I make the argument that, I think people give too much credit to AI farming work off of GitHub, GitLab, whatever, name your open source, code
Right.
thing.
Mhm.
You have to remember there are tens of thousands of programming books that were scanned before the web,
Yeah.
that were in archives and stuff like that, going back, decades and decades, and maybe a half a century of programming books. So are all the programmers today that learn from those programming books, should be ignored
outdated.
because they didn't come up with it themselves?
Yeah,
So
no,
Also, should you who learned by looking at examples on GitHub be banned from
exactly,
coding because you learned from GitHub? Like,
exactly.
that's the same example. That's literally what it's doing. It's doing exactly the same thing as you learning using examples, but
Hmm.
or reading documentation, because that's what it does literally.
Right. And I think those sources are being ignored. What about all those textbooks that are available now that it
Yeah.
scans?
I've
no, but
never been one of those people that it bothered me the fact that all these LLMs were like scraping data off the internet to learn, like, because we've been doing that since the beginning
I
of the internet, right?
I am bothered, but not by the fact that they are doing it, by the fact they don't have permission to do so.
But still,
Copyright.
this has been going on since the
That's the
birth of the internet.
legal problem, not the actual morality problem. That's what I'm
yeah,
trying to
there's
say.
another.
I
There's
have a legal
another.
problem with it.
There's another problem with that. I realized while using ChatGPT recently, to research something, I don't know why. Even though they're connected to the internet, they're limited to 2024. Their knowledge is up to 2024, and because I was researching the phone recently, which phone to get and whatever, instead of trying to scrounge information from the internet, I asked ChatGPT. It was like the iPhone 17 is not released yet when it was already released. So
think about
when
it
it comes
this way.
when it comes to development, you're basing your knowledge on outdated knowledge most of the time.
Think of it this way: they are literally using data from specific period of time to learn from, and after that, they don't know anything new. So it's like they never then afterward learned anything else. And yeah, it will actually, like, even if the internet connected, they may not, for this specific query you sent it, may not seem like to its
And he disappeared.
analyzing
Oh, me.
pipeline that
It's me.
should
Okay.
use
Okay.
a internet search tool about this topic. It's
Yeah.
literally that's how it is.
Well, you get a lot of
stuff
deprecated
works.
information, obviously, when you're using these tools. You just have to understand that that's always the possibility. That's kind of like what I was talking about before. They should have a disclaimer, right? Hey, whatever this code is or this command I gave you, hey, this might have worked 10 years ago because the post I got off of Reddit was 10 years old. You're right.
Remember, the next time somebody has a thought to move on to the next thing, whatever you just published is deprecated. It could be 2 hours. It could
Exactly.
Be
it's
another
always.
That's the cycle we live in. I mean, please give me an operating system that's stable for 2 to 3 years.
Well,
Debian, right? That's it.
Well, since we are
Right.
since we're a bunch of POS lovers here, I want DT to open a website right now. It's called the linuxbook.com.
TheLinuxBook.com.
Or linuxbook.com. I don't know if it's thelinuxbook.com or linuxbook.com, but
Somebody making a comment in the chat about people keep erroneously calling LLMs AI. Well, quite frankly, AI is easier to say and it gets people's attention faster than LLMs.
And technically
It's all about
speaking,
words.
they are AI. They are AI. They are just a branch of AI research called large language models. As somebody said, when
it's what the
AI
translation.
when AI gets an actual understanding of when we get actual understanding of some AI research of a specific topic in AI research, we give it a not so fun name. That's how machine vision came about, or computer vision. That's how machine translation came out. That's how large language models came out.
Mhm.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah,
But it's also not as fancy for advertisers to say large language model. People
yeah,
understand that a lot less than they
Yeah, it
understand
would scare the
AI.
it would scare the noobs. So that's anyway.
Anyway,
Steve, yeah, wrap this up because we're coming up at the end here.
yeah, the linuxbook.com is a book about Linux, written by my good friend Chris Tech. Most of you know him.
Sure.
He's writing a digital version because that version he can update as he goes, but he's going to release a paperback version. But I like the idea. The reason I told you about it, not to advertise it, but to say that he's doing the something right. Is we were talking about knowledge, basically knowledge being updated and stuff. By doing a digital version that he can update and version control is a great way of doing it. So the more things advance, he's going to be able to update the digital version. He's going to have a paperback version just for the people who prefer paperback, but he's going to have a disclaimer in it that if you read this book 10 years from now, the knowledge in there will be outdated by then.
Well, that's always the case with technical books. That's why you always have to update to new versions.
Yeah, so he added a link to the linuxbook.com on the cover for an updated version, but it's a good idea to have a digital version that you can update, version control. So he's doing a great job, and he's been working on it for 2 years. So it's not easy. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, let's get a last word from everybody on our way out here because I'm on a schedule here today. George, give us a last word.
Hey, thanks for hosting these again, and it's always a good time. Thanks.
All right, appreciate it. Big Pod, give us a last word.
What can I say this month?
Probably something about the podcast.
Yeah, sure. No Text Allowed, the best podcast made by me. It's also the only one made by me. So, yeah. And well, if you need stuff, bigpod@taxbase.com, and we can talk about it.
All right.
Also, very cool. Podcast hosting, again, contact at taxbase.com or bigpod@taxbase.com, and we can figure things out.
Oh, all right.
And now on to the next person.
All right. Well, let's get on to Murray because I know Murray's got a couple of things to share with us this week. I don't know if Murray stepped away. He may have stepped away for a minute. Steve, you got another word for us?
Yeah. Just stop saying asking the question, is this the year of the Linux desktop? It will be when it will be. Stop asking the question. And yes, Linux is growing faster than any time before, because we got to thank Windows for that, Microsoft for that. They keep inshittifying their software. Well, there's nowhere else to go. Mac OS is limiting. So you want freedom? Come to Linux. It's the best place to be, and we got your back.
All right, Steve. Murray, would you like to give us a last word? If he's back yet. I don't know, Murray.
I've got something here real quick. So
yeah, sure.
So a couple of years ago, maybe a few years ago now, I joked about Edge OS. I think Windows 12 is going to be Edge OS.
Yeah,
it's going to be AI driven.
All right.
I think Murray's back.
Yeah, Murray, would you like to give us a last word?
Oh, he's still not back.
No, yeah, something's going on with possibly his system there. I don't know if he did an update or something. Hip Dad, give us a last word.
Let's see. Check out the Steam Black Friday sales. A lot of games that are
Cyber Monday as well coming up.
Yeah. Got Red Dead Redemption 2 real cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Got Space Marine 2 real cheap. yeah, there's a lot of games that normally you wouldn't buy because I can't see paying $70 for a game. Period. I can't.
Yeah, I can't do it either.
I'm lucky if I'll even jump at 30.
I just don't game enough to spend that kind of money on a game. So anything else?
We need to friend up so we can play some Diablo 2 together.
Yeah, if we could go in halves on a game. I could pay 35, you could pay 35, and
well, you can actually share games now. Family share on Steam. Yeah.
All right, one last question real quick, Hip Dad. Favorite dystopian movie?
THX 1138.
I would have
Flintstones, 1993.
I would have to go with heavy metal.
Heavy metal. All right. All right. Appreciate it, Hip Dad. And of course, my last word is thanking you guys for hanging out with me on camera. Also want to thank the YouTube chat. You guys were great. I know we didn't get a lot of interaction there as far as we weren't paying attention to the YouTube chat that much, but you guys are awesome. And of course, I want to thank all the patrons of the channel, including the ones that didn't appear with me on camera. And other than that, let's all wave bye to YouTube. Bye. Of course, it's just me and Hip Dad on camera. All right.